Hi, I'm Eric, the founder of the Direct Motor brand and host of Cali on the Water. Today, we're going to visit the NAMM show as part of the Founder Series on this channel. Each January in Anaheim, California, there's a major annual event in the music industry. NAMM stands for the National Association of Music Merchants, an organization that represents the global music products industry. The show is renowned for being one of the largest music product trade shows in the world. This will be part one of 2 videos on the NAMM show. I'm here today to see what's the latest in audio performance and to learn more about mics and acoustic treatments to optimize the audio portion of these episodes. It gives me a chance to talk directly to the manufacturers and audio engineers just to make the episodes a little easier to listen to. There's an educational program part of the event, which I really found helpful to learn from the experts. Let me show you around a bit so you can see what it's like here. As you do have to pay $150 to attend, to either join as a member of NAMM for their annual dues, and if you qualify as a musician or as a recording artist, then it's free to get in. So you might as well just join NAMM so that you can be part of NAMM and pay the same price. Well, why do people go to NAMM? There's a couple of reasons. The first one is to see new products. It's the place for manufacturers to unveil their latest music gear, instruments, technology, and software. This makes it a go-to place for industry professionals to see and experience the newest innovations. The second reason is networking. It's a great networking opportunity for industry professionals, including musicians, producers, sound engineers, and retailers. The third is the education component to the show, as the show includes workshops, seminars, and panels, all conducted by content experts. These sessions cover a wide range of topics from music production.
It's where you've established where this song is coming from. As I said, this is a mix, obviously, of a little bit of reggae music, but the style of that guitar playing is what we in Colombia call champeta, and it has to be driven. It's always very present, and we want to make it very bold, right? Very out there. So I'll make sure that right after my vocal, I got my guitar mix going on.
To live streaming.
We do have a drum room. We don't really track drums in there, but if we wanted to, we could.
I remember when you first got the room open, you did do some kind of session with drums and pianos and all the instruments. Maybe it was the gospel record?
That was really fun, because that was the first time I ever seen our whole studio really get pushed to its limit. Hip-hop sessions for us is just, we got a vocal and maybe a stereo output of someone's laptop or an APC. But when, we did the gospel stuff, we used Studio B as a vocal booth. We had a choir in there. We set up percussions in another vocal booth. We had a full band in the live room. Snoop's doing vocals in his booth in Studio C, so we were able to patch in basically all the studios together. We were able to pull in extra mic pre's from Studio B, and I had another engineer in Studio B while I'm in A, and we're cutting stuff live.
So there's a lot of valuable insights by going to the educational series. They were pretty specific. That was pretty cool. The last part is there's performances and demos. So many artists and endorsers perform here at the show. Gives them a chance to both showcase their skills, but also to test the capability of these new products, especially the instruments. These live performances add an entertaining aspect to the event.
Trouble on my left, trouble on my right. I've been facing trouble almost all my life. My sweet love, won't you pull me through? 'Cause everywhere I look, I catch a glimpse.
The NAMM show typically attracts thousands of attendees from all over the world, making it a significant event in the music industry calendar. Here's the Pro Audio section, where they cover mics for various uses, and they have the mic set up so you can actually test them. In some places, they actually have a sound booth. This area also includes monitors, acoustic treatments, like for studios, walls, things like that, and lots of recording studio equipment, which is something I'm interested in on a small scale to better understand what options are available for content creators. This equipment here is for a content creator. So basically you can add another mic, like for a podcast or a live stream, to have someone join you for the interview, or, collaborate, share content, make it a little bit more interesting to listen to. There are several separate stages throughout the event. In the main hall, which is separate from the audio equipment area, is the musical instruments section. I found this entertaining as you start at the pianos to see what's available. But as you progress through the hall, you come across the horn section. And that includes trumpets and trombones, tubas, and all kinds of stuff. And then it also includes flutes and clarinets and a few other instruments. It then starts to get a little bit louder as you progress even further into the hall, as people are all demoing and trying out these instruments. And they had an all-silver trumpet. It's really cool. Well, the next major section after the horns and all that were the guitars. And it starts off first with the acoustic guitars, and there's a whole assortment of different types, manufacturers from around the world, different materials. And from there, after you get through the acoustic guitar section, you get into the electric guitars. And some of those are built specifically for the type of music that they're going to play, like heavy metal, for example. And then after the electric guitar section, you run into the bass guitars. That's kind of fun to hear that. Well, everyone is playing at once. And there's also some bands playing at some of the stages all at the same time. So it's really starting to get loud in here. Or at least I thought it was until I came upon the drum section. Now it's really loud. Could you imagine being one of the vendors in this area for 4 whole days back to back? Well, back upstairs, there's an educational area for the show. And there's several of the major brands like Yamaha also have private rooms just to display their instruments for demos. There's a separate area just for the pianos too. Well, I can play just a little, but growing up, my dad was quite the composer and classical pianist. He pretty much only played the classical piano or, later, just music that he had written. So when I was a kid, I took some lessons from him. But, years later, I haven't really practiced that much. I just play occasionally. I really wanted to try one of these pianos. But honestly, it was intimidating, as I'm not very good compared to all these people. And some of them are even professionals. So it took a while, but I finally got my courage up enough to play a little. This is something I came up with my own when the kids were young. They used to dance around the living room to me playing this. And I wanted to come up with something different so I didn't have to worry about being compared to some of the other pianists, because some of them were playing classical piano pieces that I've heard. And then you're like, oh, that's not how that goes. There's something about being here that just makes you feel part of the energy and community. So I'm glad to have taken the opportunity to play a little, no matter what others thought. I created a separate YouTube channel for my dad's original classical piano music, if you want to check it out. You can find it at youtube.com/the @ in his presence music. That's called a handle on YouTube. Okay. Well, I'll also put a link in the description to make it easy to go there, as this is a separate project for me. As I'm taking some of his previous studio recordings from a few years back, and then I'm putting visuals to the piano music, so it becomes an immersive experience to tell a story, when I can anyway, about the music. This will conclude part 1 of 2 videos on our coverage for the NAMM show. Please proceed to part 2 by clicking on the video thumbnail.